Hi, everyone. In this episode of Backer Breaks It Down, we're going to take a look at segments and their measures. So some vocabulary. Congruent. Congruent segments are segments that have the same length. The symbol for congruence looks like this. Have a nice. That's the symbol for congruence. And so when I write a statement like this says segment AC is congruent to segment DC. And that's a true statement because if you look at the diagram, both of them have a measure of 3.2 centimeters. When I don't use that symbolic notation, I would use an equal sign to say that their measures are equal. Tick marks. Tick marks are identical markings that can be used to show that two figures are congruent. They just have to be identical markings. Now, these are most common, like little tick marks. You can do a double or a triple, but it's really any identical markings that's going to indicate two segments are congruent. So let's talk about their measures. If I simply want to find the distance between 2 points on a number line, I can calculate the absolute value of their difference to get the length of that segment. The segment addition postulate says if point B is between A and C, then AB plus BC is equal to AC. So if you look over at the diagram on the right, basically if I take the two smaller segments, AB plus BC, I'm going to get the whole big segment, which is AC. So if I add the two smaller segments together, I get the whole big segment. Now, these two examples here might help you see the segment addition postulate a little bit more clearly. This is find DF. So DF, well, it's made up of two smaller segments. So if I add the two smaller segments together, I get the whole big segment. Part B, yeah, I can use subtraction. It's just the opposite of addition because notice this right here is indicating that from F to H, that's 36. And FG is 21. So I don't know what GH is, so I'm going to have to do some segment subtraction in order to figure out the length of GH. So let's take a look at a problem that's more to our level. So here S is between R and T. RS, which I've highlighted in yellow, is 2x plus 7. So I'm going to label my diagram because that is an excellent thing to do, geometry. ST, which I've labeled in blue, is 28. And the whole big segment, RT, is 4x. Use the segment addition postulate to set up and solve an equation to find the value of x, then find RT. So I'm going to add my two smaller segments together. So I'm going to add these, and together they're going to equal the whole big segment. So 2x plus 7 plus 28 is equal to 4x. So that's the equation using the segment addition postulate. So now to do some algebra, and solve for x. And so I get that x is equal to 17.5. Now always be careful in geometry because about 60% of the time you don't stop with x. There's usually something else that they want you to find. And here they want us to find RT. Well, remember RT is equal to 4 times x. So if I go 4 times 17.5, I get 70. So RT is 70 units long.